Hi, my name's Debbie. Welcome to this Pilates practice. I'm going to be taking you through the practice today and I hope that you're going to enjoy it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, but if you've done one of my practices before and you know what I'm about to say, then do feel free to sort of push forward on this part and start the practice. We will be using hand weights today. So yeah, just get those ready if you're going to move along. For those of you that haven't done a practice before, just let you know, my name is Debbie. I've been doing Pilates now around about 16, 18 years. I started after I had a premature menopause at the age of 29. I got osteopenia, it went into full-blown osteoporosis, and then I prolapsed a disc. I was on constant medication, I was feeling depressed, feeling down, I couldn't do anything, and I decided that, you know, it wasn't good enough. I was still young and I needed to look at alternatives. So I started to look around, Pilates came up, and I haven't looked back. So I do hope that for any of you that might have similar ailments, I mean, I've got issues with my back, I've got obviously bone degeneration, but these practices, if you do them properly, you can help to promote your bone growth. So I use hand weights. Simply because when you're using them, you're building up your muscles, and if you build up your muscle and you make your muscle larger, it promotes the bones to create new cells. And obviously as we get older, our cells depreciate and they don't grow as fast. So I do hope that, you know, if you're joining for anything like that, that this can help you, but you do obviously need to continue it. And also, you know, if you've got back problems, if you've got joint issues, again, I do hope that these practices will help. As I said, we are going to be using hand weights. If you don't have them, it's not an issue. We can do everything without them. But if you wanted to use some sort of weight, which is good, you know, maybe get some water bottles, fill them up. Obviously, empty ones are not going to do a lot for you. But yeah, water bottles, they're going to do the same thing. As long as you can, you know, got a good grip and you can hold on to them, that's absolutely fabulous. So I'm just going to pop a bit of music on, and then we're going to lay down on the mat. If you want to come down from your side, then do so. Come down from your left if you have low blood pressure. Otherwise, you can sit at the top of the mat and you can come down with me in a roll down. So I'll join you in 1 second. Let's just pop this music on. Here we go, a little bit of relaxing music there. So we come to our mats. We sit to the top of our mats and we keep our feet nice and flat on the floor and our legs are hip distance. Okay, we're going to roll down, but we don't just drop back, we do roll. We C-curve ourselves down and we protect our spine as we come down. If you do that, you actually will find that you'll come down further. So if you get to a point which is about here where you can't hold yourself, take behind the back of your legs. Even if you're here and you feel that you're going to drop, hold on to the back of your legs and bring yourselves down slowly. Don't drop, because that's obviously not good for the spine. But curving yourself down, coming down really slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Pull in that core and bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Okay, with Pilates, we breathe in through the nose and we breathe out through the mouth. Every time we breathe in, we pull our core tight, and every time we breathe out, we pull the core tighter. So have a go at that and feel how tight your core feels. You'll get it right into the lower area of the core there. That's holding those muscles, that's building up your core strength, that's protecting your spine. So have a feel of that, see how you feel, breathing in, breathing out, pulling that core, feel the tightness. Got that? Fabulous. Keep that out throughout the class and try and hold the core as much as you can. But I know there's going to be a lot to think about, so if that part sort of gets missed, then don't worry too much, but try to work on keeping the core tight. So you can take your legs long. If you have lower back issues, take your feet mat width apart and lock the knees in. And from here we're going to do a full body stretch. Now you can do it from here, which is still fine. You breathe in, pulling in that core, you breathe out, you pull the core in more, and you push your back into the bottom of the mat. You then stretch your arms away while your back's pushing down, and you squeeze your legs together. Really feel every part of you stretching, pulling the core tight, pushing your back down, stretching your arms away, squeezing the legs, and relax. you can do that again. If you can do it with your legs long, then do it with your legs long. Same sort of procedure again. You're going to breathe in, pulling in the core, breathing out, pulling the core in more, pushing your back into the mat and pushing away, pointing your fingers, pointing your toes, flexing the feet, still pointing away with the fingers, core still tight. Every time you're breathing, your core's tight and your back is pushed in, stretching away, and then just relax. Does that feel nice? Good. Okay, bringing your hands down to the sides. If you've got your feet long, just give your legs a little bit of a shake. If you've got them up here, give them a little bit of a shake. And then get yourself comfortable. We're going to just check in with our bodies before we start our practice. So letting the feet drop out here. Taking the hands so they're up faced. That's bringing in energy. If you have them down faced, you're grounding yourself. So choose what feels good for you today. I want to bring in a little bit of energy. So I've got my palms up. Okay, so we're going to just gently release off our neck. We're going to rock our head from side to side. And the next time you come to your left, hold it there. Just hold it there. Relax everything, relax into it. We're not holding the core now, we're just relaxing everything. We're softening. You might have a tight neck here. Just breathe into it, ask it to relax down. If you do notice tension in areas, then that's what you need to practice and concentrate on throughout our workout today. Bringing your head to centre and dropping it over to the right. And again, relaxing there. Stretch the right, left side of the neck. Don't clench the jaw, don't tense the head. Just breathe in slowly. And bring your head back to centre. And you jump on breath control here. So what we're going to do is going to breathe in, we're going to pull our core, we're going to breathe out, we're going to pull the core tighter, and then we're going to lift just our chin to our chest. Okay, also if you want to close your eyes down here, it's really lovely because it helps you to focus internally what's going on rather than concentrating on anything that might be around the room. So taking a breath in, pulling that core, breathing out, pull the core tighter and just lift your head, just the head, shoulders are staying down, chin to chest. Core as tight as possible. Breathing in there, core tight, breathing out, holding that core, gently dropping your head back down to the mat. When it touches the mat, release the core and relax. Hopefully the head area and the neck feels less tense right now. So we're going to let our feet drop out. We're going to look at our legs. So letting the calves relax, the back of the calves, your knees and your thighs. Do you feel any tension there? Have you got any issues with the legs not relaxing? Breathe into them, ask them to soften. Looking at your lower pelvis, the lower spine and your core. Areas of tension, breathe in, breathe to those areas. Your mid-back, your stomach, the upper back and your chest. All soft and gentle into the ground beneath. Then your hands, your lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms. Do you have any wrist areas that are tense? Do you have your elbows, maybe the upper arms? Focus on them throughout the practice if you've got tight areas. And your shoulders. We all get tense shoulders. Relax them, let them drop down, be heavy into the ground beneath. And then finally your neck and your head. Everything's soft, feeling the weight of it beneath you. gentle breath now in and out of your stomach. Really let everything go. No tension anywhere. And start to breathe a little deeper and start to bring yourself back to the here and now, ready for the practice ahead. Maybe lifting your shoulders, your hands, moving your hands and your fingers. You can keep your eyes closed down. Still got a few more moves here, so it's good to keep them closed and looking internally. And then I want everybody to just bring your feet up to mat width apart and lock the knees in together. Okay, everybody now, you take your hands out wide to a T shape. And then parting the knees so that the feet are mat width apart. And you can keep your arms where they are, or you can take them into what we call cactus arms, where you bend upwards at the elbow. And then you take a breath in and you pull in that core. And on the out breath you pull the core tighter and you allow the legs to drop over to the left hand side. When you get there, just relax. Breathe into any tense areas. I'm finding it in the top of my thighs at the moment. I'm breathing into that and I'm asking it to soften. On the next in-breath, pulling in your core. And at the same time you bring your legs to centre, you reach centre and you breathe out and relax. Let's take that onto the right hand side. So taking a breath in, pulling in your core. And then as you breathe out, pull the core tighter and drop the legs over to the right hand side. When you get to your point of tension, relax and breathe into any tense areas you might have. Same time, bringing the legs to centre, reaching centre, breathing out and relaxing. Okay, let's bring our legs together now. We're going to bring in a hug. Okay, we're going to do it from core control. If it's too much from core control, you lift up your right leg, you lift up your left leg with your core tight, and then you breathe out. Squeeze yourself into a little ball, and then you bring your legs down. Or you can do it with me, and you can breathe in and you can pull in that core as tight as you can, and at the same time you bring your legs up using the core to bring them up, and as you breathe out you pull the core tighter and you squeeze yourself into a ball, opening the whole of the spine here, the lower and the mid spine, the upper and the top of the spine, and then releasing down. Let's do that one more time, holding the legs here if you've got them, and then breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, squeeze the legs in, bring the head up, really open the spine. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go up to standing. We're going to start from a standing today, so you can rock and roll up, which is like a little massage to the spine. If it's too much for you, you come over from your side and you bring yourself to standing from there. Again, as I said, if you have low blood pressure, we come up from our left hand side. So let's rock and roll if you're with me. Okay, now try not to put your feet down. Take your hands away. You want to keep going. Using core control to bring ourselves up. And then when you get here, maybe you want to try taking your hands out. If you've been doing my practices for a while, you'll find that you can perhaps do it with your arms out, and then taking your feet and bringing down to the floor. And bring yourself round and bring yourself up to standing. Just get my elastic. So bring yourself to the top of your mat. I'm not sure if you can quite see me there. I'm just going to move my mat a bit. Bring it a bit closer. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so we're standing at the top of the mat. We're going to do a classics Pilates, roll up, roll down. Okay, so we stand nice and tall, and we've got our feet hip width apart, shoulders are back and down, and we're standing tall. So we've got a long piece of string pulling us nice and tall. We're not looking up, we've got our head looking forward, so our neck is in line. Everything's in line. We take a breath in, we pull in our core, and as we breathe out, we start to roll down. So we let the head go down. The shoulders will come forward, and then you're coming down. Put your hands to the front of your legs. It gives good guidance. Now, you come down as far as you can. You might get to here, you might just be here. You come as far as you can. You bring yourself down to your point of tension, and you hold yourself there for a moment. Now, when you're doing this, obviously, you may not be able to do it all in one breath, so you can take in and out breaths as you're taking these moves, but each time pull the core tight, so focus on that core being tight, because this will protect your spine as we're rolling up and down. We can also do it with bent knees. You haven't got to have straight legs, so you can bend your knees and you can come up with bent knees, okay? So we're hanging here, we're breathing in, and as we breathe out, we bring ourselves up slowly again, one vertebrae at a time, hands to the front of the legs, over the knees, over the thighs, core's tight. And as we start to stand up, the shoulders will come back and down, the neck will lift, and finally the head. And that's doing it as slow as you can, one vertebrae at a time. Let's have another shot at that. Shoulders back and down, standing tall, breathing in, breathing out, down goes the head. The neck comes down, the shoulders come forward and down, and your hands start to go down towards the calves. If you want to bend your knees here, you can. Come down to your point of tension, hold it there and hang there for a moment. Enjoy that bend there. Enjoy the opening of the spine. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, core still tight. You're bringing yourself up one vertebrae at a time again. So the lower back's coming up, the mid back, the upper back, the shoulders back and down, the neck and the head. We'll do that again. Breathing in, breathing out. Tall. Next time we come down, actually before we come down, let's do a few side stretches, I think. So staying where you are, taking your arms all the way up, taking hold of your left wrist with your right hand, breathing in, pulling in that core, and as you breathe out, just gently bend yourself over to the left hand side, to the right hand side. Feel the stretch down the side, core tight still. Bringing yourself back up to centre, taking hold of the right wrist with the left arm, breathing in, pulling in that core, stretching tall. And as you breathe out, core tighter, bend yourself over to the left and feel the opening down the right hand side. Take a few breaths here, trying to keep the core tight. It's a little bit more difficult when you're stretching. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. centre. Let's try that again, but we'll do it a little bit wider. So if you bring yourselves long down your mat, taking your legs a little bit wider this time, taking your arms out to the side. Let's bend ourselves, and we're coming over. So we're coming from here, we're breathing and pulling our core tight, and we're taking our right arm down towards our right knee, and our left arm is going up. And we're bringing ourselves back to centre, taking a breath in, pulling in that core, breathing out, core still tight, left arm down to left knee, right arm up to the air. You can look up to the right arm if you wish, and then bring yourself back to centre. Let's do that again. Breath in, core tight, breath out, right arm to right knee, left arm into the air, and if you want to look up to it, you can. Back to centre. Let's take that on the other side. Breathing in, breathing out, core tight, down we go. Breathing there, keeping the core tight. And then coming back to centre. And then I think we'll just take one forward bend here. So we're going to bring ourselves down. So we'll take our feet wide. We've got our toes pointing forward. If that's comfortable for you, you might want them slightly pointing outwards. It's best for you. So we're going to breathe in and pull in the core tight. And we're coming down to what I call flat back. I'll go sideways so you can see me here. So we're flat back. So we have our back nice and flat here. We're not bending all the way down yet. We're just flat back, hands on our hips, and we're staying there. Got our core tight and we're breathing. Then we want to now open out our shoulders. I'm going to come around this way so you can see. So we're still with our flat back. We're going to try and open our shoulders here. So if you can take your hands behind your back and grab onto them, maybe interlock the palms, okay? And we're going to start to lift our arms up and bend down. Now if that's too much for you and you've got a belt or a dressing gown cord or something like that, I didn't actually sort of think about that in this practice. You can use that, so as you're coming down, if you can't quite get your hands together, you can hold a belt or a dressing gown cord or something, and you can hold it there. So what's best for you? And you're bringing yourself down, and you're opening up your shoulders here, and you're dropping down. Breathing in, keeping the core tight, and breathing out. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Then dropping your arms down, let's come back to our flat back, take our hands to our hips, bend our knees and roll ourselves up to standing. Okay, a little bit of opening there, I think that was quite nice. Okay, so take yourself back to the top of your mats. We will come down now. We're going to do some Superman, and we're going to do some, thread the needle. I will get there. So shoulders back and down, standing tall, nice and tall. Breathing in, breathing out, dropping the head down. Down with the neck, shoulders, upper back, the mid back, and the lower back. And now everybody bend your knees if you need to, taking your hands to the mat. Just take them down, give yourself a little stretch there. Maybe you want to take hold of opposite arms and give yourselves a little bit of a move around there. And then bringing your hands down, walking them out in front of you, coming down into tabletop position. So tabletop, we've got our knees underneath our hips and we've got our wrists underneath our shoulders. So we're in a nice, comfortable position here. You might want to just figure eight yourself to just release out the spine. So you're doing a figure of eight, basically doing that figure of eight with your bum. Releasing it out, then reverse it. And then come into centre. Okay, so first of all we're going to do our Superman. Now you can do it with one arm, so you bring one arm out. Okay, if you want to do it with one arm, one leg, so you take the right arm out and the left arm will go out. So you choose your option, which is best for you. You don't have to do arm and leg together. So breathing in, pulling in that core, and as you breathe out, you take away right arm, left leg. And then if you can, we're taking elbow to knee, and we're stretching back out. Elbow to knee, stretching back out. If you've got your arm long, and you're just going from here, you can just bring your arm in and out. Bringing your arm in and your arm out. Okay, last one. Holding it out here. We're going to take our arm out to the right, and we're going to take our left leg out to the left, and we're going to bring it back in. Let's do that again, taking it out to the side, trying to keep it the same hip height, and then bringing your leg and your arm back down. Okay, let's take that on the other side. So taking your left arm out, right leg, if you're with me. So breathing in, breathing out. 5, 4, 3, 2. So you're breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. And taking our right leg out and our right arm, coming back to centre. Stretching out again, and coming back to centre, and bringing it down. Probably found a little bit of hip work there, give those things a shake. Let's go in straight in to thread the needle, so rising our arm up, our right arm, left arm, bringing it underneath. Breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out through the mouth, holding the core tight. One more time. And coming back to centre. Let's do that on the other side. So breathing in, raising the left arm up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Under we go. And then coming back to centre. Now we're going to take that step further. Again, it's entirely up to you if you come with me or if you stay at the option that we just done. So this time we're going to take our left leg out. It's going to keep long. Again, it's head not up here, it's not too low down. It's nice and height, the same height as your hip. Get yourself comfortable, taking your right arm out, and let's thread the needle with our leg remaining up. So that's 4. Breathing in as we come up, breathing out as we go under. 3, 2, last one. Coming back to centre and shaking that little booty. Okay, let's take that on the other side. So we've got our left arm out. No, sorry, what am I doing? We're not doing Superman. Thread the needle. Okay, so we've got our right leg up now. And we take our left arm out to the side and we threadle through here for 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. And bring your hand down and bring your legs down. Okay, we're going to do a little cat-cow just to release the spine off. So with me, when I go through my cat-cow, I roll my spine. Obviously I've had spinal issues, and rather than just dropping up and down, which, you know, is absolutely fine if you've got no issues, but because I like to protect my spine from the issues that I've had, let's put it like that, I roll. So I'm breathing in, I'm rolling, and I'm lifting my head as I breathe out. Then I breathe in, and I squeeze myself up, pulling that core in, and then I breathe out. go, rolling through the spine with your breath control, and see how you feel. Breathing out. Breathing in, pull that core tight. Breathing out, core still tight. Breathing in. And then holding it there. Okay, we'll do a little bit of child's pose. So this is a relaxation pose. You can do this actually at any point throughout the practice. So you take your knees mat width apart, or you might like them together, and you just bring yourself down over the legs. So you've got your knees wide, sit back on your heels, breathing in, pulling in that core. And as you breathe out, walk yourself down, core still tight, don't let that core go. When you get to here, keep the core tight and start to pull away with your fingers in your mat. Feel the opening across the top of the shoulders here, around the top of the back. Pull away, and then let everything go. So you can relax with your arms here. You can take them down by your side, or you can take them onto your lower back, which is my preference. I get a little bit more hip opening here because it's the natural weight of my arms pushing down onto my lower spine. And just take a couple of relaxing breaths here. Yourselves round to a seated position. This is where we're going to be using hand weights actually, so you want to take them either side of your mat if you have them, but if not, you're going to be doing it with clenched fists. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to gradually doing our sit-ups. We're going to gradually come down to a full sit-up, hands over the head. If you don't have weights, you squeeze your fist and you bring yourself up using your core from here. Feet remain on the mat, and you bring yourself up. You're doing it from the core. Try not to throw yourself up. If you find that when you're coming down here and you're getting to this point and you can't get up from the core and you start to throw yourself up and your feet are lifting, then don't come down as far. Stay here. Okay? So we'll all start off without our hand weights. And so we're sitting up nice and tall, feet hip width apart, shoulders back and down, and let's C-curve down and up. Just gentle ones here. Just gently down and up. Breathing in as you go down, pulling in that core. Breathing out as you come up, core tighter. You might want to try and come a little bit further down and up. You might want to take the weights now. Just going to do 8 more here. So we've got 8, 7. Breathing out as you come up. 1 more to go, guys. Keep that core tight. Coming up. Now we're going to do full ones. You can stay there where you are. You can come down. You can take the arms overhead. And as you're breathing out, squeezing everything, and you're coming up nice and slow, keeping that core tight. Just got 8 of these to do. And this is 7. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Core tight as much as you can. And that's 5. 4. 3. One more to go. Hold it together, guys. We've just got one more here. And then you're lowering yourself all the way back down to the mat and putting those hand weights away to one side. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of opening, a little bit more opening around your shoulders and your arms now. So taking the feet mat width apart, let's get ourselves comfortable, and then when you're ready, taking your feet together, shift your hips over to the right hand side and allow your legs to drop down to the left. Okay, so we're in a sort of position that we were in earlier, but we've got our knees together or our legs together. Taking our arms out so they're wide. Breathing in, holding in the core. And as you breathe out, you pull the core tighter and you bring your hand over to close the clam. So we're opening the clam here and we're closing the clam. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, hold the core tight. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Two more here. And now if you want to stay there, or you can take it one step further and you can bring your top leg, which would be your right leg, and you bring it out in front so it's facing the same as the way that the left arm is facing. And then you start to open again. And also you can look back to the arm, follow the arm as it comes over. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one coming up now. 1. If you've got the leg out in front, take it back on top of the bottom leg. Bring yourself back to centre. Straighten yourself out. Hip width apart with the legs again, just for the moment. Getting yourself comfortable. Taking both legs together. Shifting your hips now over to the left hand side and drop your knees down to the right hand side. Taking your arms wide. And let's start closing our clam. So we're taking a breath in. And as we breathe out, we take the arm over and we keep the core tight. Breathing in, breathing out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Core tight on every breath. For 4, for 3, and the last one. Just coming back. If you want to take it that step up, then we're taking our top leg, which is our left leg, and we're taking it out in front. Okay, nice and straight. Following the hand this time, so looking over to the left hand, breathing in, holding that core, and as you breathe out, core tight, you start your clam close. For 4, breathing in, core tight, nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. And the last one here. Close that clam on an out breath. Breathing in, core still tight, taking the arms wide. If you have the leg out, take it on top so you have legs together. Bringing them up to centre, straightening yourself out, getting yourself comfortable, taking your legs hip width apart. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of stretching now on the legs. So we're going to bring in our right leg and we're going to squeeze it in. Keeping the core tight, every breath. And then taking that leg up so you've got your foot facing the ceiling, taking behind the calf and bring that leg in. Now you'll notice I have a bend here. I never lock my leg out. Number one, I can't because I've had surgery on both my knees, but also it protects the knee if you have a slight bend there. So let's just bring that in nice and gently, squeezing, breathing in, holding the core, and every breath out, you pull that leg just a tiny bit closer, feeling the stretch down the whole of the back of that leg there. When you get to your point of tension, hold it there. Breathe in, breathe out. In through the nose, core tight, out through the mouth, core tight. And then release that leg back down. Give it a little shake. And let's take that on the other side. So we're taking our left leg up, foot nice and flexed, holding behind the calf or the thigh, whatever good for you. Breathing in, and every breath out, you hold that leg a little bit closer. Breathing in through the nose, core tight. Breathing out through the mouth, core tight. Bring that leg in closer. When you get to your point of tension, hold it there. Do a few breaths. And then release that leg. Take it back down to the floor and give them a shake again. Taking both legs up if you can. Taking the feet together. Pushing the feet together and allowing the legs to drop out. Pushing down with the feet. Okay, if that's too much for you, you can do it with your feet down here, locking the legs in together and just opening your knees there. Opening the hips here. Nice little stretch opener. Down to the floor. Okay, give them a shake. Let's take them long. And we're going to go into some relaxation now. So I hope you enjoyed that. So enjoy the rest now for the work that you've just done. So taking the legs long, or if like at the start of the practice you want to take your knees locked in, that's really good. So you can take your palms up again if you want to bring in the energy that you've just made and you feel yourself up, or if you want to ground yourself, take your palms down, whatever's good for you. Again, let's release off our neck. We're just rolling our head from side to side, releasing the neck off. I need to take my elastic out. And then come centre with the head. Now, try and close your eyes down now because we're going into full relaxation, so I want you to sort of be aware, but if you can't, maybe just cast your eyes downwards, but closing them is really lovely. We're going to focus on everything that's going on now where we've just done our practice, and hopefully our body's feeling a lot less tense and a lot more relaxed now than it did at the start of the practice. So we're going to tense our whole body, so we're going to squeeze every single bit of our body that we can. That includes squeezing the face, squeezing everything. Squeeze your legs tight, squeeze those glutes. We're going to squeeze every part that we can. We're going to hold it there, keeping our core tight, and then we're just going to let it go with one big out breath. So let's do that. Squeeze everything tight. Squeeze everything as tight as you can. Squeeze, squeeze. And out breath. Let it all go. Do that one more time. Let's let those feet drop out. Let all 10 toes relax. The soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, your ankles, soft. Feel the weight of the heels and the ankles in the ground beneath, and let them rest there. Relaxing your calves, your knees, your thighs, both legs soft, relaxed. And relax the glutes. Feel the weight of them as they relax into the ground beneath. Your lower spine softening down. Your pelvis and your lower core soft. Your mid-back and your stomach restful and soft. Your upper back, feel the weight of that upper back in the ground. Let it soften down. Relax the chest. And all 10 fingers, the palms of your hands and the backs of your hands. Feel the weight of those hands as they drop heavy into the ground beneath. Your wrists, your lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms. The weight of your upper arms dropping down into the ground beneath. Feel those shoulders soften. Feel the weight of them with the back into the ground. Relax your neck and your head. Your heavy head, weighted and heavy and softened down as it touches on the mat beneath. Relax your facial muscles, your mouth. Maybe gently part your lips. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your cheekbones, your eyes, and your eyebrows. Relax your forehead, let all those wrinkles in that forehead just relax and go. And finally, the top of your head. Your whole body softened and rested. Just the natural breath in your tummy, rising and falling. In your tummy, visualize the yellow light of the yellow chakra. Visualize a clock. The clock faces the hands turning in a clockwise direction. And as they move, the heart chakra in yellow moves with it. That yellow expands from the heart and the stomach across the arms and the lower part of your core, warming your body as it does. Allow that yellow to circle to grow bigger, going over the tops of your legs, over your shoulders, and then your lower legs, bottom of your feet. Your whole body circled in yellow in a clockwise motion. And then just rest. Stop and just breathe. If your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. Start to waken ourselves up now, taking our breath a little bit deeper. Letting our chest rise along with the core. Moving our fingers, moving our toes, lifting the arms, moving the head and lifting the legs. And then when you're ready, bringing your legs up so that the feet are flat on the floor. Maybe do a little wind wipe with them. Then we're going to take ourselves over to our side. So if you have low blood pressure, you'll be coming onto your left, which means you shift your hips over to the right and you drop down to your left. If you're coming over from your right, you shift your hips over to the left and you drop your legs to the right. And then you come over. You make a little pillow with your arm for your head. And our lungs are nicely open now, so we can breathe deeply into them. So take a big breath in and fill in your lungs. Breathing out. Let's do that again. Fill those lungs up with an in-breath. Big out-breath, let that all go. You might still have your eyes closed down. If you have, gently push yourself up, keeping them closed. And come round onto all fours. Looking down with your eyes still closed. And as you look down at the floor, gently blink your eyes open to bring you back to the here and now. Then curl your toes under and walk your fingertips back so that they are in line with your knees. Push into your fingertips so your knees rise. Bring your fingertips back a little bit further, closer to your feet, and push yourself up until your feet are nicely flat on the floor. And hang yourself over one last time. Full bend over here. Then everybody take your hands onto the hips and bend your knees a lot here. We're coming up very slowly. We don't want any head rushes. We're coming up very slowly, one vertebra at a time. Don't forget the shoulders, the neck, and the head is the last thing to come up. Bringing yourself a little bit forward here now, shaking your arms, shaking your legs, keeping your feet hip width apart. Take a big breath in, breath out, shake those arms, shake those fingers, big breath in. Hands together, bring your feet together, bring your hands down past your nose, down to your heart chakra, and give yourselves a bow, and give yourselves a clap. Thank you for showing up, and thank yourselves for taking this practice today.